Okay, this is the Maths Numeracy Unit 1 Non-Calculator Higher Tier, May 2018 answers. Question 1. So this is a OCW question, so don't forget your OCW, make sure it's all organised, so it's not all over the place. Make sure you've communicated to the examiner what you're doing, so you tell them where your numbers are coming from, and make sure your accuracy in writing, so you've got your units on your answers or your pound signs on your numbers. So the concrete base of Mrs. Morgan's new bungalow is shown below. Concrete base of Mrs. Morgan's bungalow is 0.2 metres thick. Calculate the volume of the concrete base. So to calculate volume, you're going to need to do the area of the cross section, so the area of the face, times its length. So the length in this case is the depth, which is 0.2. So you can do this a number of different ways. You can split it into two and find the volume of both of them and add it up, or I'm just going to do the area of both of them and then times it by the volume at the end. So the area of face A, so that's just 4 metres times 5 metres, which is 20 metres squared, of area B. A lot of people would just do 20 times 15, but that's 15, so that's definitely going to use that number. But that whole length is 20, and I only want up until here. So you know obviously this is 5 and this is 20, so we just take those two away, so that length here is just 15 metres. So I'm going to do 15 metres times 15, which is 225 metres squared. I can then add them together. So I'm going to do 20 metres squared plus 225 metres squared, which is 245 metres squared. I'm just going to go on to the other side to do my next working. So for volume, I'm going to do that area, which I've just worked out, times 0.2. So my volume is going to be 245 metres squared. That was our number, wasn't it? Yep, 245 metres squared times 0.2 metres squared, and we should end up with 49 metres cubed. And that is the volume of the concrete base. So Mr. Graham is built in a garage. A concrete mixer lorry holds a maximum load of 6 metres cubed of concrete. There is a fixed standard delivery charge of £35 per load. The concrete costs £45 per metre squared. Mr. Graham orders 2/3 of the maximum load, so 2/3 of 6, for the base of his garage floor. What is the total cost of his order? So we need to work out how much he orders. So if he only orders 2/3 of what it can hold, so the 6 metres cubed, 2/3 of 6, just divided by 3 times it by 2, which is 4 metres cubed. So that's how much he orders. And it costs £45 per 1 metre, so just times 4 by 45 to get £180. And then the delivery charge is £35. So you've got to add £35 to make £215. Question 2. Olga took out a high interest loan of £400. She paid back £49 per month for 20 months to clear the loan. Calculate the total interest that Olga paid as a percentage of the original loan. So if she pays back £49 for 20 months, she pays back a total of £980. So that's a lot more than 400. So we just need to work out the percentage difference now, because we want to work out percentage change. So percentage change is the change in the prices, so the difference in the prices, over the original. So obviously the original is 400 here. So the change from 400 to 980, and the original obviously is £400, that's her loan. So the difference between those two is 580 over 400. So you want to change that into a percentage. So that is the same as, so if I divide both of them by 4, I'd get 14.5 over 10. Times by 10 now to get 145%. Because obviously it's doubled, so it's definitely more than 100%. Question 3. Sarah is carrying out a survey of 3 villages. These 3 villages. And the diagram below shows the position of the 3 villages. What is the bearing of Althier from Glinder? These are weird names. So from Glinder, so that's going from G. So you start from this place and you go up north and you go around until you hit A. So I want that angle around there. So I've already been given set 170. I should know that angles around a point equal 360. So I need to do 360, take away 170, which is 190. What's the bearing from cum? What is the bearing of cum from alta? So again, we're going from this one. You go up to your north line, around until you hit cum. So you want that whole bearing there. You should know a couple of facts. It's a back bearing from cum, so you could just add 180 to it. You should know these two add up to 180 anyway. And then you can take it away from 360. You'll end up with the same answer of 332. The area of land covered by 3 villages is 200 kilometers squared. Total population of 3 villages is 8,400 people. What is the population density? Density is just going from the number of people divided by the area, basically. So density is your 8,400 divided by your 200. So mass density volume, which is 42. Population of the 3 places is in the ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. Calculate the population of Glyndŵr. So they told you above the population of all 3 villages is 8,400. So you're sharing 8,400 in the ratio of 3 to 4 to 5. But they only want the Glyndŵr one, so they only want the 5 one. So to share ratio, you've got 3 parts, 4 parts, and 5 parts. That's a total of 12 parts. We're sharing 8,400 in those 12 parts. That's every 1 part is 700. So cum would be 3 lots, alta would be 4 lots, and Glyndŵr would be 5 lots. We only need to do the Glyndŵr bit, so we just need to times it by 5 to get 3,500. Next one, Kingsley invests £3,000 in an account that pays 2% compound interest per annum. He does not make any further payments into his account, and he does not withdraw any money from the account. How much will Kingsley have in his account after 2 years? So this is compound interest. So you normally do this on a calculator, but however, this is in a non-calculator paper. So you're going to have to do the long method. It is only for 2 years. You only got to do it twice. So he originally starts with £3,000. If you were to do it on your calculator, you would add your 2% and do it by 2 years. That's what you would put in your calculator. If you wanted to calculate it out that way, that's fine. But the non-calculator method is to find 2% of £3,000. So 1% is 30, so 2% is 60. We're then adding that on. So that's 3,060. We then want 2% of 3,060, which is £61.20. We're going to add on £61.20 to get our value of 3121.20. If you wanted to check it on a calculator by putting that in, that's fine. That's how you do it the long method. You want to find 2%, add it on. Find 2% of that new number, add it on. Kingsley buys a portable Bluetooth speaker. The speaker has been reduced by 20% in a sale. He pays £72 for the speaker in the sale. What was the original price of the speaker? So they're saying he's had 100%, whatever that price was. It's been reduced by 20%. That leaves him with 80%, and that's how much he pays. So 80% is £72. We've got to work out what 100% was. So I can see they can both divide by 8. So if I divide by 8 on both of them, I get 10% is going to be £9. So 10% is 9. 100% is going to be £90. Next one, we have done this one before. It is a upper and lower bounds question. So this person owns a calf. She stacks coffee mugs in the diagram below. So each measure of the height of each coffee cup is 12. So she stacks the coffee mugs, which creates a 4 centimetre extra height. She knows that it's exactly 39. So it's that's not an upper or lower bound of 39. The coffee cups are, because this is correct to the nearest centimetre. This is correct to the nearest centimetre. So the lower bound of this, well, the nearest centimetre is 1. So we half that, so it's a half. So the lower bound, take it away, 3.5 centimetres. And the upper bound is going to be 4.5 centimetres. Same for this one. The lower bound is going to be 11.5 centimetres. And the upper bound is going to be 12.5 centimetres. So what's our question? can she be certain that she'll be able to stack exactly 7 coffee mugs between the 2 shelves? So we're going to need the maximum heights of these, because obviously you want the biggest possible height for them, and will it be within 39? So we have the 12 centimetre ones. That's going to be one lot of 12.5, so our upper bound, and then that's one of them, so 6 more of the 4.5 gap. So we've got one lot of the 12.5 and then 6 of the 4. So one lot of 12.5 is obviously 12.5, and then 6 remaining cups. So 6 lots of 4.5 is 27. So we've got 27 and 12.5, which is 39.5 centimetres. So she knows it's exactly 39, but we've got 39 and a half. So no, she can't be certain. Because it's obviously a bit too big. Okay, question 6. This year, 50 runners took part in a 5-kilometre race in the Brecon Beacons. All 50 runners finished the race. A cumulative frequency diagram shows the times taken by the runners to finish the race. What is the modal group? So from a cumulative frequency graph, the modal will be the one with the steepest line. So the gradient will be the highest. You can see visually which one is the one that goes up the quickest. So it's going to be the first one, so it's 20 to 25 minutes. Is it certain that the last runner finished time was 45 minutes? So even though this gap goes from 40 to 45, yes, it could have been 45, but this is grouped information. So they could have all, in this group, they could have all been down here at 42. You know, you don't know that. It's an estimate from a group. So no, it's grouped data. Or you can say estimate, where grouped and estimate, as long as you use those words. An organiser hoped that 80% of the runners would finish the race within 30 minutes. Complete the following statement. 2 statements. Some think of the runners finished the race within 30 minutes. So you just got to go from 30 minutes, read up. That is 35. So we need 35 out of a total of 50. So 35 out of 50 is a percentage, well you can just double that, which is 70 out of 100, which is 70%. So 70% of the runners finished the race within 30 minutes. 80% of the runners finished the race within how many minutes? So we want 80% of the total, which is 50, so that's 40. So you're going to go from 40, read down, from 40, read down, and you get 35. Okay, last year the median finish time was 26 minutes. How many minutes was the median time better this year? So to find the median, I've got a lot of lines going on here, I'm just going to get rid of them. Median is half of the total, so that's 25, so that goes here. So read across from 25, read down, I think I got about 24.5, so 24.5. Difference between 24.5 and 26 is 1.5 minutes. If you want to put a minute and a half, if you want to put 1 minute and 30 seconds, it's up to you. I just leave it as 1.5, it doesn't ask you. Okay, there are 2 entrances to the stadium, north entrance and south entrance. At each entrance, 3,000 people queued to pass through security. The length of time each of these people spent in the queue was recorded. The box and whisker diagram shows the results. So we've got north entrance and south entrance. At the north entrance, how many people had the queue for more than 44 minutes? You must show your workings. So 44 minutes is going to be exactly here. So how many people queued more than this? So you basically want this gap here. Now with box and whisker diagrams, this represents 25%, this is 25%, this is 25%, and this is 25%. So you just need 25% of how many people were there. And they told me that earlier, didn't it? 3,000 people. So 25% of 3,000 people is 750. Oops. 750. So for the south entrance, calculate an estimate for the number of people who had to queue there between 40 and 60 minutes. You must show your workings. So between, south entrance, isn't it? Yeah, so between 40 and 60. So from here to here. So we know this is 25%. So I know it's going to be part of 750. So I know 25% of 3,000 from the first one is 750. But I want how much of 750 is there. So if I just zoom in and count my squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So there's 15 in total, and you want just these 10. So I want 10 out of 15 lots of 750. So I can divide 750 by 15. Well, 10 over 15 same as 2/3. So divide 750 by 3, so that's 250, and times by 2, so that's 500 people. At which entrance the security team seem to be more efficient at getting people into the stadium quickly? Well, you can see it's clearly the north entrance. You could put either one as long as you justify your answer. So you've got to use figures as well. So I'm going to say north entrance because, I mean, the upper quartile is less. I mean, you could use anything. You could say, you know, these 75% of people got in more than these 75% of people. You just got to explain